Hey, what's up guys? This is Sanctified here. I'm going to be doing a Dragon Ball Z video today. Now, if you don't know me, I previously went by the names of Saiyan Planet, and I've done a couple of these videos in the past on a separate YouTube channel, and I do run one of the biggest Dragon Ball Z website. We have a live community and a chat, and we do Dragon Ball Z blogs and all sorts of stuff like that. I'll put the link to that somewhere on the screen. You guys can go and find that out for yourself and check it out if that's something that would be interesting to you. So today's topic is I'm going to be covering whether Frieza actually feared the Super Saiyans or if he was just absolutely too arrogant. So I'll just jump right into it. Basically, this is my opinion. I do not think that Frieza was fearful at all of the Super Saiyans, just being blunt. And I have a couple reasons for that. So the first reason is he never really showed any sort of fear or any sort of discomfort, especially when being around other Saiyans. Now, Frieza's a very cocky and very confident, ruthless individual. To me, he just didn't express any sort of emotions that he thought that he could be beaten. He's the type of guy that he goes around, holds his head high, and he does whatever the fuck he wants to do. That's the character that Frieza portrayed, in my opinion, the entire show. Now, a lot of people will argue, I've actually read this on a couple different websites and whatnot, that Frieza was definitely fearful of the Saiyans, and that's why he destroyed the planet Vegeta. Now, in my opinion, I feel that Frieza destroyed the planet Vegeta for an entirely different reason. I feel like he destroyed the planet just because, and I feel that he was the type of guy who was like, I can do this, and I rule the universe, and I'll do whatever I want, whenever I want, and so he did. And I don't think that Bardock or King Vegeta or anybody had any sort of candle to him at all. I mean, even in his base form, he was still at least, 50 times stronger than anybody else around. Like I think Bardock had a power level of 10,000, and even in Frieza's final form, he was pretty much even with Goku down until the very end. The fight went back and forth. Even after Goku got Super Saiyan, he was still he held on pretty well, and that's after the fact that he had already been damaged severely by, Gohan, Krillin, Vegeta, and Piccolo multiple times, as well as, having a fight with Goku before he even transformed. So, at complete power, there is some possibility that Frieza could have even beaten Super Saiyan Goku for the simple fact that he had already been worn down several times throughout the fight. One other instance that I wanted to bring into is the fact that Vegeta was clearly the strongest Saiyan that Frieza had any knowledge of, right? Like, he didn't even know that Goku existed. Goku was living on planet Earth, a weak, measly planet somewhere in the distant galaxy, and the only Saiyans that he knew to even survive the planet Vegeta incident was Nappa, Vegeta, and Raditz. And Raditz, being the son of Bardock, who was apparently the reason of fear because he was so strong when in that special episode or whatever, he let his son live. And there's been cutscenes where the Saiyans are like kneeling down to Frieza, and they're being toyed with by Zarbon, Dodoria, and Frieza, and they're just messing with them and making them feel stupid and stuff like that. So he obviously knew that all three of those Saiyans existed, but why would he keep 3 Saiyan Elite? Why would he keep them around if he was really scared of them? Knowing that Vegeta had the most potential to ever become a Super Saiyan, he decided that it would be a good idea to keep Vegeta around and allow him to train under his wing and, destroy planets and go on missions and whatnot, knowing full well that if there was really a Super Saiyan legend out there, that he could transform one day and overthrow him. Is that really a risk that Frieza would be taking? The ruler of the galaxy, this super strong overlord that has unmatchable power and is absolutely matchless. Like, does that really sound like something that a smart dictator or ruler would do? Absolutely not. If you look at all sorts of dictators throughout history, they always take if someone holds any sort of power towards them or could uprule them or overpower them at any point, they always cut it right at the head. And that's exactly what Frieza would have done. But Frieza was so cocky, he was so careless, he was so arrogant, and he decided that, this Super Saiyan legend, maybe it is real, maybe it isn't, but I don't really give a shit. I'm Big Bad Frieza, I'm strong as fuck, and, I have many transformations people don't even know about, this and that, and he doesn't even give a shit. I think that he almost welcomed it, but, a lot of people will speculate against that argument, say, he destroyed the planet, blah, 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 but to me, it counteracts that entire theory that he left Vegeta to live. Same with Nappa and Raditz. Like, For what reason would he allow 3 Saiyans to live? I think that he just did it because he's a grim guy. Like he's ruthless, he's brutal. Like look at the way that he performs his killings. Look at what he did to Krillin. He speared him with his horn and just toyed with him when he was on the brink of life, and then threw him to the side. He would pound Vegeta, allow him to re-heal, pound him again, break him to the point where he was crying and he was in tears, begging for mercy and begging Goku, and then finally delivering the coup de grace when he put the beam through his heart. And even with Goku, he toyed with Goku for so long, just choking him out and throwing him around and messing with him and calling him a monkey and this and that. He has no remorse. Frieza is the absolute alpha male in his mind, that he cannot be matched, he cannot be beaten, and to me, this is what makes me think that Frieza does not give one fuck if there is or isn't a Super Saiyan, and he's not scared of it at all. Now, throughout the show, you'll see Vegeta and other characters mention how ruthless and how scary the Super Saiyan is. I think King Kai does it at one point, and Vegeta brings it up several times. But other than calling it a myth or a legend, Frieza never really evaluates if he believes it or not. He kind of just brushes it off and laughs at it as if, let there be a Super Saiyan, see what happens, let him come at me, and he doesn't really care. He doesn't believe it. It doesn't affect him. It's invalid to him. But yeah, guys, that pretty much wraps up my opinion on this topic. So all in all, as a final conclusion, I don't think that Frieza ever actually feared the Saiyans, and I've given you guys a little bit of my insight and my opinion on that. Whether he did or not is always going to be up for debate. He never really explicitly said if he did or didn't. Now, most people with Frieza's personality complex, they have sort of what's like a Napoleon complex, where they think they're bigger than they are, and deep down they know the truth about themselves, but they try so hard to project that insecurity out on other people, just in a different way, a false sense of security that they have for themselves. Like if you look at the way that Frieza acts and the way he talks, he's very ruthless, he's very vicious. He has no problem killing children. He has no problem destroying entire planets, civilizations, people, and that's just his brand of character. And to be honest, he's the villain that Dragon Ball Z needed at the time, but in the end, that would be his downfall, and it was completely his own fault. If he had just offed Vegeta right at the start, taken out Raditz, taken out Nappa, no one would have even gone to planet Earth. No one would have died. There would have been no search for no Dragon Balls. Life would have remained the same. Goku would never have known that he was a Saiyan. Nobody would have came there, nobody would have disturbed them, and he could have just overruled the universe forever. And to be fair, Goku never would have even trained to become strong enough for him. There would have been no gravity control on that ship. There would have been no King Kai's training planet. He would have never even gone there unless he died in some other way, which seemed kind of unrealistic at the time considering how strong he was, unless years later Majin Buu hatched and destroyed him, in which case Vegeta would have already been dead, so there would have been no power-up for Buu. But in any case, if one day Buu happened to have hatched off of an earthquake or somehow prematurely spawned from his shell. But, maybe I can make another video about that. If that's something you guys would like to hear, I could talk about that as well, because I do plan on making more of these videos. So without further ado, guys, I'm just going to wrap the video up right there. Leave the video a comment and a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I will be making more of these videos probably daily, if not weekly. Anyways, guys, that's all for now, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.